how would you say that your mentality has changed since then? Because I kind of felt like when I was watching that interview from 2 years ago that you had a little bit more of a, like you're fresh out of prison and you kind of are wanting to keep a good image, wanting to be polite, wanting to keep everything smooth. Whereas when I watch some of your more recent stuff, I feel like you've allowed yourself to fall back a little bit just into like who you really are, and you're not, necessarily trying to be like a schoolboy or anything like that.
No, what it is, I didn't know the magnitude of social media. So when I just always tell brothers, people in prison, good brother don't mean soft brother. So now with guys know that I denounce the streets, so in their mind, you soft, and it's the youngsters that I go at it with. I be like, man, he was on a porch, or he old enough to be my son. So sometimes you got to be a little, hey, hold up now, but that's as far as I would go. Because I know I have a certain age bracket that's watching me, and I have an older crowd that's watching me, and I have a nonprofit, so I don't want them youngsters to be like, well, you stepped out back for a minute, and now so, but
because you've seen that where people come out, they're on the best behavior for 6 months,
and they
kind of fall back into who they are because they're around so much of an influence. All the people that they're around respect people who are on some bullshit. So, but do you ever fear that? Do you ever fear like that you'll get to the point where you'll be taking all the shit for granted and you'll kind of fall back into your own ways, your old ways? Probably not as bad as you used to be, but at least doing some bullshit.
No, because I'm winning on social media. I make more money on social media than the average drug dealer in the neighborhood. I don't make as much from when I was in the streets, but I'm comfortable because I'm older now. So now I appreciate the small things. So no, I would never, and I know that because I know they got a bed waiting on me, and I know they will hide you in prison. So no, Adam, the only thing that would bring me back to the streets is someone home, my mother, my children, or Birdman or Slim.
Really?
That's it.
Your level of respect for them is such that you would still be tempted to go out and act on their behalf if something happened to them?
Not tempted, I'm going. That's just a fact.
Even though they currently are not communicating with you, right? Or you talked to Slim a little bit, but you haven't talked to Birdman in quite a while, I'm assuming?
Right. Yeah, but that's still my family. And they was there for me when I really needed them when I was incarcerated. Right. I never wanted for nothing. So that's big, and in prison you need them. And as long as I'm on the street, as long as they print money, I'm going to make some money. So I don't look at it. And here's the thing. Birdman just stubborn just like I am. So I know if I was to pick up the phone, like, bro, what's up? He going to answer. Or if I call, hey, man, I need something, he going to be there for me, but I don't need him. I'm good.
That's a big part of where you're at, is that you don't want to have to rely on somebody like him. You want to be your own man. Right.
Yeah. That's why I attack social media so much. I have a record label. I have an artist. So all it takes is one song, one hit a quitter, get me some million. I can go kick back.
For sure. Who's like, since you've been out looking at the game and looking at all the different entrepreneurs out there and stuff, obviously you come from somebody like Birdman, who's kind of like one of the most epic entrepreneurs in rap history, street history, etc. Like, who have you found looking at the game that you're impressed by, that you're like, that's a person right there that has figured this shit out, especially since you're trying to do it with the social media stuff and everything like that?
For you talking about music?
Just the game in general, like music, social media. Like, who do you look at that has kind of inspired you since you've been out?
Oh man, all right. With social media, Charleston White, OG Percy. I love to watch them. I love to watch them. They say some crazy, wild stuff, but I love to watch them because I'm like, okay, I see what they're doing, so I know I'm not going to go that route, so I'm going to go this route. But I still want to soak up game. I still soak up what's going on. Certain issues I want to attack. Certain issues I would not cover. But I still look to see what they talk about, what they got going on. So I like to watch those two guys on social media. It's a few more. It's a podcast that we call No Rap Cap Podcast. It's a guy, he got ATH Artist Management out of Dallas. Very smart, shrewd. He was Mo3 first manager. So I pay attention to these guys and I watch them.
You're not talking about Rainwater? He had another manager before Rainwater?
Yeah, that's on paper, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and them two going at it right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they Dre. He got ATH Management. So, I pay attention to him and I watch him. And what I respect about him, he always played the back. He got the actual contract with him in Mo3. So I was looking at this other day. I was like, wow, he got songs. And I was like, okay, he doing like Slim did with Baby. And Rainwater, him actually sat down and had an interview with Rainwater. Say, I told Mo3 not to sign that contract with you. So I was like, wow, Rainwater get all the credit, but this man had the paperwork too. But I still just like to watch these different people and take little here, little here, little here, and say, okay, I'm gonna use this, but some of this I'm not gonna use this.
Right.
No.
Because, all right, you start your career, you get on camera, and you're just being yourself. And that, for some people, can take them as far as they need to go. But then sometimes when I'm looking at somebody like Charleston White, who I've been influenced by him and everything too, you kind of realize like, oh, this is somebody who seems like they're actually like really putting in thought in terms of what they're going to say. They're before they go do an interview, they're already kind of like crafting what their crazy takes are going to be, what they're going to say about this person that's going to go viral, et cetera. Whereas you seem like you're kind of more of a polite, mild-mannered, sort of low-key person. It's kind of hard for me to imagine you fully jumping out the window like Charleston White frequently does.
I never do that. No.
So that's not you?
No. Early, I mean, like back in the day when I was in the streets, I was like that. Was very, my mouth, I'm cussing, going off, I didn't care. But now this day and time, what scares me the most is everybody have a gun. These little youngsters not playing out here, so I travel by myself. So no telling where I'm gonna be at, and people they not playing out here. So I make sure that I'm careful what I do, what I say, because I know I got to move around. And like I say, people move in groups. They got crews and homies that they rock with. So I try to stay out the way of that. But I also try to make sure that I watch what I say, because I know there are people listening, and I know how social media loves gossip. They love bull. They love mess, drama. Or like, I might do a regular video. You might do a few numbers. But if I do Terrance Gangsta Williams responds to such and such, the number's going to go up. So I was like, they like gossip. They like bull, So that's why you'll see me sometime entertain the bull, but I know I got to bring my check up. Right.
Because if somebody in an interview asks you about some celebrity shit that's going on, and if your take is like if they ask you about Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez situation, if you rewind the clock a couple of years when that was like the main thing that we were all talking about for a few months there, it's like the viral opinions are the extreme ones. So a viral opinion is Megan Thee Stallion is a piece of shit, liar, snitch, rah, 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 like all that's the more viral take. And then the other viral take would be Tory Lanez is a piece of shit. He's a monster. He's an animal. He needs to be locked up. He needs to, he should not be part of our society or whatever. Even though like the average person or somebody like me or you, we're watching the situation, I assume like you, but like for me, for sure, I'm kind of in the middle of the road where it's like, I want to wait for the information to come out. I don't really feel comfortable like having a super strong opinion until the court case is underway or until we like really get a good look at the information and everything. And the average person is kind of like that too. They're more middle of the road. But if you really want to be the one who's going to have a viral take, you got to go one way or the other, which is that's not necessarily what a real one would do, because if you jump out the window without the full information from a street perspective or just from like a good person perspective, that's not necessarily what you should do. But as a content creator, that's what you're massively incentivized to do.